Oh, what? So if you were not on Twitter last night, you kind of missed it. The internet went crazy with Christian Bale joining the MCU. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is that Beta Ray Bill was going to be in the next Thor movie. Now, for those that don't know who Beta Ray Bill is, in the second Avengers movie, you had Vision pick up Thor's hammer, and they were kind of pondering that and kind of wondering, and that took some of the mystery out of Thor's hammer. And then you had Chris Evans, Captain America, pick it up, and everybody's like, "Oh God!" The theater blew up when it happened. When I was watching, it's like, "Oh man!" And then Thor's like, "Yeah, I knew it. I knew he was worthy." But in the comics, Beta Ray Bill was like the first person to ever pick up Thor's hammer. Like he did it. I mean, they scrapped over it like two or three times. Odin made them fight over it, and Odin was like, "Well, you're worthy. Let me give you your own hammer." That's how Beta Ray Bill got Stormbreaker, which I think that's what's going to happen in one of these movies. I think Beta Ray Bill is going to actually earn Stormbreaker, and Thor's going to kind of go back to his original hammer somehow. I'm wondering how they're going to work that out, because if Beta Ray Bill's in this movie, he's got to end up with Stormbreaker somehow. Or there is a third hammer. It's called Thunderstrike, which it's more like a mace than it's a hammer. But I mean, it's stupid. You know, don't worry about that. But Beta Ray Bill, I mean, that's exciting. Now we've already know that he exists in this Marvel universe because his face shows up in Thor Ragnarok. Like, so we know he's there somewhere. I don't know how they're going to bring him in. I don't know who's going to play him. Now, a lot of people are speculating that Christian Bale is going to play him, and that's going to be really interesting. Uh, Going from Batman to Beta Ray Bill, that's to me that's a big push. He's an actor. I don't know how he's going to feel about playing a character like that. It's probably going to be like motion capture, kind of like what Andy Serkis does a lot in a lot of his roles. But for him to play Beta Ray Bill, that would be interesting. I don't see him doing all that actiony stuff, so it's probably going to be just his voiceover the same way they do Rocket Raccoon. That's going to be some crazy stuff. Now, if you don't know who Beta Ray Bill is, like I said, him and Thor, they have this kinship, they have this brothership. They fought a couple of times in the beginning, but other than that, like when Thor is really in trouble, that's the guy he calls. He calls Beta Ray Bill. He's like, "Look, I'm at my wit's end. I'm fighting this whatever enemy, and I need help." I call Beta Ray Bill. Now, Beta Ray Bill is a character that was created by Walt Simonson, I think it was. Yeah, Walt Simonson back in like, I don't know, 1983. And like I said, he parallels Thor. He's a carbonite, corbinite. Corbinite. I think I'm saying that right. He's a corbinite, which is an alien species, and he was basically the defender of his species. So while his species, their planet got blown up, probably by Galactus or something like that, I don't remember, and they were traveling through space, and I want to say everybody was in suspended animation except for Beta Ray Bill. And he was chosen, he was upgraded cybernetically, chosen to protect his race and from what was demons at the time. And he ran into Thor. Thor thought he was a bad guy. He thought Thor was a bad guy. They fought. And Beta Ray Bill, during the fight, took Thor's hammer. And he's like, "What the hell? Wait, no one can lift my hammer." And this argument got all the way back to Odin. Then Odin was like, "Well, why don't you fight again to see who's worthy of Mjolnir?" And Beta Ray Bill won again. And he's like, "Well, I can't give you Mjolnir because that's Thor's hammer. But what I can do is make you your own hammer." And that's what he did. He made Beta Ray Bill his own hammer, called it Stormbreaker, which in the movies we now know is what King Thor now wields, because Mjolnir was destroyed by Hela, which brings me back to my original point. How is Beta Ray Bill going to get Stormbreaker in these movies? That's going to be really, really interesting. Christian Bale, what character is he going to play? We know the Eternals is coming up. Now, the rumor mill is saying that he is in this next Thor movie. What character is he going to play? Is he going to be the bad guy? A lot of people want him to play the bad guy for some reason. I don't know. They just started popping. But a lot of people want him to play the bad guy. I'm thinking he is going to play Beta Ray Bill, at least in voice alone. I really don't think he's at a point where he wants to do the whole Batman thing and strut around in a suit and whatnot. I don't know. And here's another thing about Marvel. Why aren't they bringing in younger actors? Like, Deadpool said, let's bring in younger actors who can carry on a series for the next 10 years. Marvel needs to get started on that. Right now, the youngest people in the MCU are all the Spider-Man people, like Spider-Man, his best friend's the guy in the chair, and then, of course, Mary Jane, who's played by Zendaya, who I believe all of them are in their 20s now. So how long before they're too old to play these roles? Like, I assume that the next Spider-Man movie, he should be in college. He should be. Tom Holland does a great job as Spider-Man, but by now he should be in college. So, guys, let me know what you think about this. Was this exciting news to you? I mean, does it make you more eager to want to see this next Thor movie? I know it does for me. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.